Hello, welcome to our practice. There you are. There's a cat in here. I thought I got them all out. Oh, one cat. Come here. Come on, say hello. And then I'm going to put you outside of this room. Come here. Everybody say hi to Osiris. He's everybody's friend. Hello, buddy. Say hi. Okay, let's go. It's time for you to go out into the other part of the house. I don't know how I missed you. I got the others. Okay, there you go. Okay, poor little guy. But I've noticed that when cats are in here while I'm practicing, the practice is a little distracted and all kinds of stuff can happen. So let's begin with our short bit for the day. Madre mía, Santa Muerte, ante las dificultades de la vida, ayúdame. En mis desaciertos, ilumíname. En mis soledades, acompáñeme. En las horas difíciles, consuélame. En más tentaciones, defiéndeme. En las peñas y tristezas, fortaléceme. Con tu inmenso poder, protégeme. Con tu infinito amor, ámame. Con tu gran bondad, mírame. Con tu mano providente, guíame. Así sea por siempre. Amen. It's Friday the 13th. For some people, that's a superstitious day, kind of like a magical day. I feel like it's kind of a magical day, even though I never saw the movies. I have no connection to the pop culture references about Friday the 13th. I have no idea what the memes are talking about, but I'm like, ooh, Friday the 13th. It's papalotl. It's papalotl, the obsidian butterfly, Mariposa de obsidiana. Beautiful artwork from Ramona Snoteo of Itzpapalotl. Obsidian butterfly. Just those words together are thrilling, aren't they? Itzpapalotl is the guide and protector for the wise woman, and she is present in the life of women who are healers, diviners, and mages. Itzpapalotl literally means obsidian butterfly. Her power and strength reside in magic, the healing blade of obsidian, and transformation. Possibly of Chichimek origin, she gave instruction on how to honor the 4 cardinal points and how to construct a site for the sacred fire. So, she is associated with fire and heat. She was the first deity to be sacrificed and immolated, and her ashes became the first bulto sagrado, sacred bundle. Itzpapalotl represents the spirit of transformation and transmutations derived from the metamorphosis of the butterfly. She teaches you not to fear death and the processes of life, death, and resurrection, for the process of rebirth will bring you to higher levels of consciousness and inner strength. To become a butterfly, you must pass through all stages of growth. She shows you the path of the warrior, the woman who lives and dies and recreates herself. She is the protector of the mages and the wise women who teaches you to see what is invisible, to hear what is unsaid, and to perceive what has been overlooked. Well, I was just writing about this in a lesson that I was offering about the Pythia and the Sibyls and how to be a clear-seeing woman, and that doesn't mean with these two eyes necessarily, it means with this third eye. To be a clear-seeing woman in this world, you are going to see, you're going to perceive and experience a lot of things that you don't talk about, that you don't really tell or let on that you know. And it's not because you're trying to like hold these things back or make a power play. It's not that. It's that you witness people's private grief and you witness their silent struggles, and you can see how hard someone is trying, even though they don't want anyone to know that it's taking a lot out of them. And you see when someone isn't telling you or themselves the truth. You can start to perceive these things because you yourself have looked into the obsidian mirror, whether that's an actual literal obsidian mirror or whether that's the mirrored landscape of appearances, and you can see where your own mistakes are, where your own failings are, where your strengths are, where your struggles are, where your gifts and talents lie. So when you can perceive into that obsidian mirror your own capacities, your own capabilities, your own shadows, and you can look at all of it honestly and fairly and with dignity. You can say, I'm good at this, I'm not so good at this. Here are my strengths, here are my weaknesses. I am who I am, take it or leave it. You can then get to that point where you can see those things in others. But sometimes somebody who hasn't done that mirror work and isn't willing to acknowledge their own faults, their own failings, their own lacks, their own difficulties, their own secret twistednesses. When that happens and you have that kind of a situation, sometimes that person will then see it everywhere in everyone else except themselves. So we're kind of seeing that right now and have been with the current president of the United States. It's always everyone else's fault. He can never say, oh, I kind of did badly on that, or I messed that up. It's always everyone else's fault. He is seeing in everyone else the failings that he himself is carrying. So for our own part as seers and wise women in the world, we have to learn to look very deeply at ourselves, to hold that obsidian mirror and to look at it fearlessly so that we can see who we are in its reflection, who we are, strengths and flaws and all of it. Then we're going to be able to perceive clearly other people's situations. And when you can see like that, you don't want to use that information to hurt anyone. There's no little like sneaky mean agenda. There's no sense of like, oh, see, I can see that person's not doing so good. Ha ha. It's not like that. There might be like a moment of that because we're conditioned to have that feeling, that competition, bitterness, jealousy, schadenfreude, you know, and all of that stuff is rewarded in social media. But the reality is when you see someone's weakness, faults, failings, or difficulties, and you are a true seeing woman, all you really feel for them is maybe a mixture of, sympathy and pity. Or you might feel like, well, that's theirs to resolve and I hope they see it. But you don't get that little that little mean dig. So today, let's look into the obsidian mirror. Let's look at ourselves. Let's pay attention to our own faults and failings, just like the prayer in our second half of practice. And if we can perceive another's hidden pain, let's not delight in it, rejoice in it, or in any way feel glad about it. Instead, let's just look at it with true compassion and know that there, but for the grace of the butterfly, go I. And that is our short bit for today. It's Papalotl, the obsidian butterfly. I'm going to be in this obsidian butterfly feeling all day. Just those words together make me happy. And now let's continue with our long form of practice. We'll begin with 3 prostrations before the shrine. Oh. And let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention, a person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from our practice today. And let's recite the four immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering for Guanxi Yin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Om Ahum. 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 Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guan Yin, remain until the end of samsaric existence, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. (108) recitations of Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, awakening within our hearts the essence of Guan Yin, bringing it out around us into the world, and preparing to then send it out even further. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Nam mô Quan Thế Âm Bồ Tát. 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Whatever actions you engage in, do not do anything non-dharmic that fails to become the accumulation of merit and wisdom. Do not desire anything other than omniscient Buddhahood and benefiting sentient beings. Do not be attached to anything. Attachment itself is the root of bondage. Do not criticize other teachings and do not disparage people. All the teachings are ultimately indivisible, like the taste of salt. Do not criticize any of the higher or lower vehicles. They are identical in being the path to be journeyed, just like the steps on a staircase. You cannot know another person unless you can perceive with super knowledge, so do not criticize others. In general, all sentient beings are, by their very nature, spontaneously perfect Buddhas. They possess the essence of enlightenment. Do not examine other people's faults or delusions. Do not examine the limitations of others. Examine how you can change your own. Do not examine the shortcomings of others, but examine your own shortcomings. The greatest of evils is to hold religious prejudice and to criticize other people without knowing their mind. So give up prejudice as if it were poison. And so with that in mind, we send out into the world our light of blessing to especially, even and especially those about whom we feel critical. Obviously, they need it the most, right? So, 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lama Dechen Yeshe Wangmo. Om Sosti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of Supreme Bliss Yeshe Wangmo be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings, so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guanyin in our hearts. Namo Guan Yin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guan Yin, bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher. And wishing you all not only a good day, but a good weekend of looking at the obsidian mirror, finding your own strengths and your own areas of improvement, feeling joyfully committed to working on those things, and letting go of the little stuff, letting go of the petty irritations, and just doing the best we all can. That is really our gift to the world, is to do the best we all can. All right, I will be back tomorrow with Tara chanting, and then again on Monday with this practice. Bye.